guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike and he's Jay, and we're getting to the shitty area of the alien train now.
Sometimes when you fly too close to the sun, you get burnt!
Goddamn.
As Fincher Stinchers fucking figured out. Sometimes you gotta know when the juice is worth the squeeze.
This is the crust of the Alien franchise right
This
here.
is like, damn, I should not have wore the tidy whities.
Should have wiped it better.
He wore the brown pants! So...
I'm ashamed to say this, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we will, Mike, because it comes on the heels of my favorite director. I win with my pirate laugh.
So, if you're new to the channel, you know that Jay's favorite director is James Cameron, and mine's David Fincher, and this is the one time, only, ever,
Say it!
ever,
Say it!
forever, ever,
Say it!
outcast that Cameron did a better job than Fincher.
Because
Fincher is the shit, and you should love his fucking feet.
His toes smell like jam.
Lube up and make love to the arch of that man's feet, because he's a great director.
What if I have no lube?
This was like his first directorial feature after doing music videos, and they fucked him. They fuck you in the drive-thru.
They fuck you at the drive-thru, okay? They fuck you at the drive-thru. They know you're gonna be miles away before you find out you got fucked, okay?
They fucked him bad. This is not his movie.
No, it's not. And you know what? I appreciate what David Fincher does. I mean, you got Seven, Fight Club. He does a lot of cool visual stuff and dark, kind of gritty stuff that everybody loves. This movie, we'll talk about it later on, but this movie has definitely been pissed on multiple times by different writers and screenwriters, and the studio's got their fucking greedy ass fat fingers in this. Some man in a black suit in a tall skyscraper in New York was like, make it shitty and make me money.
Make it shitty and make it shiny.
Yeah, and make it cheap. To have this as your swan song, for Ripley, I mean, it's awful. It's an awful, awful fucking take on that. Now, the concept of the movie is great. The concept of it is a good idea.
Here, in a world where the sun burns cold and the wind blows colder.
This is a spoiler review, by the way, and we're doing all the Alien movies leading up to Alien Covenant, so we'll put a playlist at the end of this that you guys can watch if you want to watch all the Alien reviews with us. But this is when you get down to the dark, shitty shits of the Shrimp Scampi franchise.
When you're fucking on the toilet after fucking 3 a.m. drinking all night, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
In Alien, you get to the party, things start slow, you start drinking, things start getting fun. By the end of it, you're like, this is weird, but I love it. And in Aliens, it's like the clock hits midnight and everybody's
You're like, I'm gonna get fucked
You don't
tonight.
even like that kind of music, but you're doing the Rob Gronkowski thing, and then all of a sudden Alien 3 is where the chick in the corner starts to have a fight with her boyfriend, shit gets weird, the cops show up, you don't know why, you found out there's an underage person at the party.
And then you're in the bathroom vomiting, and you're like, I'm never gonna get laid, I'm gonna die alone.
The tooth fairy knocks up your daughter, I've seen it 100 times.
If you want to take a shit in a box of market guarantee, I will.
The bitch is back.
The number one problem with this movie, in my opinion, is it takes a fat, stinky dump on aliens.
It does.
It does, because the minute that she crash lands on this planet, all this story that you've built up with Hicks, and all this story that you've built up with Newt Gingrich, and they're just dead.
Yeah,
they're fucking dead. They're all dead. Ethan, 0400 hours. Ethan Hunt. They're dead. They're all dead.
They're dead. Who's dead? My team is dead!
We remember them fondly. Hicks dies off screen, so you don't even see Michael Biehn at all. Newt, you see her for a second, they crack her chest open to see if there's an alien that, gestating inside her. That fucking scene was nasty. And, Bishop's all in pieces and stuff. The only survivor is Ellen Ripley. You see the very beginning of the movie, which the very beginning of the movie kind of is promising. It kind of seems like it would be dark and scary, kind of going back to that Ridley Scott alien feel. When they crash land on Fury 161, and I think it's Fury 161, but I don't give a fuck. It's Fury. That's this planet name.
It's a male boarding school for prisoners.
It's a prison-populated planet with 25 prisoners, rapists, thieves, murderers, whatever.
And that guy from Last Action Hero.
Exactly. When it crash lands there, somehow this egg doesn't get damaged. I guess it just flies and had like its own like gel thing that surrounded it and it didn't die. It hatches and gets inside of an ox from outside.
Which in the original one, it was a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
The ox is way better. We got cows.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
That's the basic synopsis of this story is They're on their way after the end of Aliens. An alien hatches, gets inside the pods, starts a fire in the friggin' like actual spaceship. It launches an EEV. It crash lands on this prison planet. They recover Ripley's body. She's alive, and slowly but surely you learn the story of what Ripley is and what Ripley's about, and what she suffered through. And then other aliens on the fucking planet.
The actors are good, but the characters suck. Like that,
I wasn't sympathetic with only, but like one or two maybe.
That's just something like that. Even the main prisoner, like the preacher type guy, like there's a couple moments where it's like he has some moments where like, oh dude, you're kind of badass.
I would have followed that
like
motherfucker into hell though.
Right, well, at first, but then all of a sudden it's like the movie's like, no, we like him too much. Let's make him a dick. Let's make him say something assholeish, and then you hate that guy. There's nobody you like in the movie except for the doctor.
Clemens,
like said,
yeah,
the
Clemens
dude
is good, yeah.
who played the villain in Last Action Hero, and he just he gets the luckiest sex of his life. He's just like talking to her, and she's like, "By the way, do you want to fuck me?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay,
that's another thing that I didn't like. They go so against how they'd already established Ripley as this badass. They don't, and she's like,
that is kind of badass. Up.
Yeah, it is, but it's like she's like, "Are you attracted to me in that way?" And it's like automatically, okay, we're gonna go fuck. She was never like that ever, and she'd been in space. In the first one, at the end of Aliens, she spent like 80 years and she hadn't had no dick.
However, though, there was a scene that was cut from the original Aliens where, okay, do you remember the scene in Prometheus where Idris Elba bangs Charlize Theron, and he's like, if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Yeah, and he's like, you ain't had dick in a month. When they have sex in that scene, that was originally supposed to be between Ripley and Dallas in the original film, but they cut it out. But either way, I like that about her character though, because she's just like, you know what, I want to fuck.
I don't know, man. I think that they went really against the grain with Ripley. I think that they made Ripley such a whiny girl, like a whiny little girl running around, like just kill me, instead of being the badass that I was always expecting her to be from Alien. They already established this character take charge, and she was running around by the end of the movie asking this murderer to kill her and stuff. I'm like, this is not Ellen Ripley.
It would have made way more, you're right, it would have made way more sense if she was the one who was gung-ho. She's like, don't kill me yet, let me kill it.
Yeah,
let me take it out with me. Would have been a way better character arc for her.
It just seemed like a very cheap thing to do to Ellen Ripley. Like Ellen Ripley, like it'd be like making RoboCop running around with panties on and be like, disconnect me. I don't know. It just didn't seem like Ellen Ripley to me.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem. That was one of the main things that took me off of the film. I mean, I get that she was upset, and you know, she has a heart. She's a hero with a heart, so she's not going to be like not upset that Newt died and Hicks died, that she had. But it's like 30 minutes after that, she wants to bang the dude from Last Action Hero, like just like that. And she's not even been in hypersleep she's been in hypersleep less time than she was in Aliens. But then again, in Aliens, she didn't get no ass either. So maybe that's
It's been a while. Yeah. It's been a while.
So I mean, whatever. I'll give that a slight pass, but still.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you just need some ass, man.
But then there was other things about it, like the prisoners. Again, I go back to the unsympathetic angle of this movie. They're all rapists. They're all murderers. They're all fucking pedophiles. Like, you just can't really get behind any of them.
The whole point of the movie is like, let's crash land on a planet that no one in the audience will give a fuck about.
I know.
And it's like, okay, if you want to kill a bunch of people off in a Michael Myers H6 strobe like fucking crazy scene, that's one thing, but they didn't. They wanted to make you sympathetic towards them, and then they didn't. I didn't understand the whole point of even going there.
I think the only one...
There would have been a million other places I would have taken this franchise, and it wouldn't have been to an all-male fucking prison.
Honestly, the only ones I felt sorry for Clemens, you know, the doctor, the guy from Last Night. I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for Bishop because he was all fucked up. Yeah. He was like, disconnect me because I'll never be top of the line again. I felt bad, like that whole scene. But the rest of them, a lot of people have said that Gallic was very sympathetic. I didn't feel Gallic was at all.
Sympathy for anybody.
I was like, I want you to fucking die and I want you to die in the worst way.
Even the main guy, the preacher guy, man, it was like he would be cool for a second, and like he stopped those guys from raping her, and you're like, okay, even though that scene was pointless too, you seem okay. And then the very next scene, the writer was like, no, we gotta make him a dick.
You know what he seemed like, dude? He seemed like the hype man for Run DMC. The plot was just fucking stupid. Yeah. And not to mention the fact that the CG that they used for the alien was terrible. Every time that thing was on screen, it just took you completely out of the film. And all the parts that they had built up, even if it was momentary of fear, was gone. When you saw it crawling on the skin, it just looked like shit. Now, when they used the practical effects, every once in a while, like the scene where Ripley's against the wall, and it's like, that was badass. There were a few times that was really cool, but that's what they should have stuck with.
Alien 3.
As soon as they get to the point where the prisoners band together and they decide to fight this thing, it becomes so fucking boring. It's like, let's hatch this plan. 10 minutes later, let's hatch another plan. 10 minutes later, let's hatch another plan. We'll put it out through the vents. We'll do this. And we did watch the director's cut, which is better.
That was way better than the theatrical cut.
It's better than the theatrical cut, but it's still boring as fuck, man. And then ultimately what it comes down to is a T2 fucking ripoff of an ending.
Yeah, at the end. And when we say aliens, we mean there's one. We know there's one fucking alien that's running around. They were trying to do an homage, I think, back to Ridley Scott's Alien. And
but they look so different. It seems like different aliens.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah, you're right. The last bit of this movie totally did rip off James Cameron, another James Cameron classic, T2. But it did rip off that. And I felt like Ripley's going to go with one figure. So what happens is the company, Wayland, gets wind of the fact that Ripley survived the crash, and then they get wind of the fact that she's gestating one of these bitches in her chest. They want to keep the alien, and it's top priority to keep Ripley alive and quarantine her. Of course, the prisoners aren't going to listen to her. They want to kill this thing. When they get there, when the rescue ship gets there with Wayland, they send the lead scientist, which is Bishop, another Bishop model. Even though he says he's not an android, but he is. If you see when that guy cracked him, his fucking ears hanging down.
And I like to see Lance Henriksen back.
Great.
He hated this movie, by the way. He said he thought it was nihilistic as fuck, and it was just hopeless.
Yeah,
he hated it.
I feel like I don't want to blame it on Fincher too much because you're right. This was taken out of his hands. The studio fucked with it, but now his name's on it, so I'm gonna say Fincher. But it was like you were trying to ruin the whole fucking concept of what it's like. Okay, fuck James Cameron, fuck Ridley Scott, fuck everything about what they did. You're never gonna make a movie again. You're never gonna have another Alien movie. I mean, they fucked this movie so hard in the butt that they had to go with Resurrection and have her cloned, which is terrible in of itself. But that was the only way they could get her back. I mean, you didn't give her a hero's end. Like you gave her the worst ending.
And then you get her dropping into a terrible CGI fire.
Awful. It's like she was like laying down on the floor, and it was like if you were at Universal Studios with your mom, and you're like, lay on the floor, and we're making it look like you were burning alive.
I did like, if the movie was better, that solemn ending of just like the font, the MS-DOS.
Yeah.
Fucking,
end of transmission.
Yeah.
But it kind of like, it still felt like Terminator.
You've gained cholera on the Oregon Trail. The ending was a T2 ripoff. I don't blame Fincher for this movie at all. It was one of, if not one of.
Of course you wouldn't. You want to cradle his balls and put it on your Christmas tree.
I can watch it, and you watch anything else that Fincher made, and this feels nothing like it.
That's why I give you credence, and I give him a lot of leeway in this because I don't think it was a Fincher vision. I think it was a complete studio fat-fingered vision, and they were like, we're cashing in on this, let's make some epic. And it wasn't even epic. There wasn't even Aliens would have been epic. Like, that would have been the ending that you'd want. Some kind of all-out Space Marine war. And this was just, like, so flat and...
Let's go to a planet full of people no one gives a fuck about and kill everyone that you do give a fuck about.
Basically, what we got was Oz with aliens.
Yeah.
I don't even want to give it a 6, but I'm going to give it a 5.0. Because I can't even go a 6, man. I want to, because I do think the actors did a really well done job. They did awesome with their parts, and visually sometimes it looks really good, but other times it misses the mark so fucking hard. It's like you're watching two separate movies.
Oh, it almost ruins Aliens in a way because at the end of the Aliens, you're like, oh, the Newt got away. Thank God that they saved that little girl. It's awesome, and it's like, oh no, she fucking died.
Wow.
It's so stupid. So
you know that red bike you're ready to get for Christmas? Fuck you, we're not getting it. We can't afford it.
That's the number one sin that this movie commits is killing Hicks and Newt before the movie even begins. So everybody's unlikable. They even fucked with Ripley's character a little bit, and at the end of the day, it's just it's a boring ass movie.
What's your rating?
Boring as shit. It's 3.5 for me.
Damn.
I give it the darkness.
You went down deep on Fincher.
I give it the darkness, Michael. So next up, what's next in this?
Resurrection.
Shit.
Resurrect my dick from death.
Shit.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's gonna be awful.
But after Resurrection, what comes next?
Prometheus.
We'll do Prometheus next. I am excited about that one. That's got some deep shit to just get real nice up deep inside of. So
it's like we're trying to walk through this foliage to get to the temple door.
Yeah.
Like, where's it at?
And then eventually we'll have Alien Covenant. So guys, comment down below. What do you guys think of Alien 3? Some people like it. You know what's fucked up is that Alien 3 has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes than the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Smoking
movie.
straight crack from your mama's.
Fucking.
I have no words.
What's the worst third movie?
I have no words, chef.
What's the worst third movie in a franchise fucking ever? This is worse than Godfather 3.
This is fucking bad.
This is worse than Ninja Turtles 3. Yeah.
Well, probably because Ninja Turtles 3 never
At least
took
I
itself
like the
seriously.
fucking turtles.
And they went through time and had samurai swords.